Mark Carney didn't build a cabinet for change, he built a cabinet to reward corruption, recycle scandal, and shield insiders from consequence. What Canadians were promised as a purpose-built government is, in reality, a bunker for the politically protected. Start with Evan Solomon. He was fired from the CBC for secretly brokering art sales to political elites, like Mark Carney, pocketing hundreds of thousands while posing as an impartial journalist. Now, he's been handed the keys to one of Canada's most powerful and sensitive portfolios, artificial intelligence. He wasn't ethical enough to deliver the news, or competent enough to recognize an artificial image of Mark Carney stepping off of the bus before reposting it, but apparently he's qualified to direct the future of machine learning. Then there's Melanie Joly, who oversaw $18.9 billion in foreign aid during her time as Foreign Affairs Minister, with much of it buried in vague categories like gender equality and environmental sustainability. These weren't measurable programs, they were slogans. She now leads the industry ministry steering Canada's economic strategy. Francois-Philippe Champagne, who helped cover up the Green Slush Fund scandal, where the Auditor General found hundreds of millions of public funds flowing to Liberal-linked firms, has been promoted to Finance Minister and placed in charge of National Revenue. Chrystia Freeland, who brushed off fuel price concerns by saying she doesn't own a car, she is a taxpayer-funded driver, is now Minister of Transport. This is the same Freeland who called for Freedom Convoy protesters to be labeled terrorists and have their assets frozen. To fix housing, Carney picked Gregor Robertson, the former Vancouver mayor who oversaw a 179% spike in home prices while the city became a global hub for money laundering. Sean Fraser, who oversaw the mass migration surge and skyrocketing housing costs, is now Minister of Justice. As Immigration and Housing Minister, Fraser pushed policies that strained infrastructure and failed affordability efforts. Now he'll oversee the legal system. And finally, Stephen Guilbeault, accused of funneling $254 million into a company that he has ties to, has been made Minister of Canadian Identity and Culture. This is the same Guilbeault who proudly declared the federal government would no longer fund new road infrastructure, insisting Canadians need to be moved out of their cars and into public transit to meet climate targets. This isn't leadership, it's loyalty management. Carney promised reform. What he delivered was a corrupt cabinet with a fresh coat of paint.